Thanks, Mailbox. We just got a letter.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
It's their friend brother, Ben Lamantia. I think it's really. I think he wants to tell a story to me.
Oh, hi, Steve. It's me, Ben, and today I'm gonna read you some of this book. It's called Skullduggery Islands. I'm not gonna read the whole thing though, because it's a chapter book, but I'll read to you some of it if you wanna hear it. Okay, well, here we go. Poptropica Skullduggery Island. Ahoy, Chapter 1, Homecoming. Ahoy there, mateys, Owen Christopher said as he peered through a spyglass toward the port town of Fort Ridley. In the distance, he could barely make out the buildings of his hometown through the thick black clouds that filled the sky. It had been months since he had signed on as cabin boy of the Zeppelin Aurora, and Owen was feeling a bit homesick. Seeing that they were scheduled to pass by his home at Fort Ridley, he had put in for shore leave, or more accurately, land leave, as the Aurora spent all its time soaring through the skies. Are you sure you want this time off? Captain Arthur McCrea said. Captain Arthur McCrea asked. Fort Ridley looks to be a bit. McCrea hunted for the right words down at the boot heels. Owen leaned over the side of the bow as the airship approached the edge of the black clouds. That's smoke, he said. I thought there was a storm brewing. Smells like gunpowder to me, McCrea added. Someone's been firing off cannons. I can't see anyone down there, Owen said. It doesn't look like there are any ships in port. I wonder what happened to the Navy. Captain McCrea pointed farther out into the harbor. There's one ship down there, and she's flying the Jolly Roger. Pirates? Owen asked. There haven't been pirates in Fort Ridley since before I was born. Quick, let's get to the port. I have to find out what's going on. I can't take the Aurora through that smoke cloud, McCrea said. We're not getting anywhere near that port. But sir, Owen pleaded, that's my home. I have to get down there. McCrea puffed out his chest and placed his hands on the ship's iron railing. After a moment, he shook his head and let out a small sigh. Okay, the captain relented. I can make a quick pass over the pier, but we can't stick around. Once you're out, you're out. I understand, Owen replied. He was anxious to get down to Fort Ridley. There's just one more thing, McCrea added. You're probably not going to like it. McCrea was right, Owen thought as he shinned down a long stretch of rope and into the dark black smoke cloud. I don't like this one bit. He could hear the wind whipping past him as the Aurora made its descent into the skies above Fort Ridley. The Zeppelin would only be able to stay in the cloud for a few moments, so Owen had to be ready to let go of the end of the rope and jump off as soon as they were over the piers. Owen held his breath to avoid inhaling the soup from the cloud as he lowered himself down, one hand after another. Couldn't make out the docks or even the end of the rope. Okay. All right, son, McCrea called out from above. It's now or never. Below him, Owen saw only darkness mixed with the occasional swirl of grayish light. He tried to focus on something, anything. For a brief moment, he thought he saw the wooden planks of the pier below his feet. Knowing this was his only chance, he let go of the rope. Owen fell through the darkness for all of 2 seconds before his feet smacked against the pier and he tumbled to the ground. Safely under the smoke cloud, Owen took a deep breath and stood up. Solid ground at last. As he made his way down the pier and into the port, Owen couldn't help but be shocked at the state of the buildings. When he'd left, Fort Ridley had been booming. The market had been overflowing with freshly caught fish and exotic produce brought in from other islands. There were people everywhere and kids played in the streets. "Hey you," a gruff voice called out. "You know you're not supposed to be in the port. It's too dangerous." "What do you mean?" Owen asked the rough soldier standing guard. "Where is everybody and what's with the smoke? Has there been a fire?" The soldier gave Owen a surprised look. "Are you new to these parts?" he asked. "Not really," Owen told him. "I grew up here, but I've been away." "What's your name?" the soldier inquired. "Owen Christopher," was the reply. "Well, Owen Christopher, the governor has told people to stay in their homes and avoid the port, at least until that black heart Captain Crawfish is taken care of." "Is Captain Crawfish that pirate who's anchored out in the harbor?" Owen asked. "Where's the Navy? Why haven't they stopped him?" "They tried," the soldier said. "We all did, but that pirate sank all our ships and sent cannonballs through most of the port. The Navy's all but gone, and there's only a few of us soldiers left to protect the town. Look, kid, you better get home to your family. It isn't safe around here." Here. Owen thanked the soldier for the information and headed away from the port and into town. But before he left, he thought he'd check out that pirate ship. He made his way to the signal tower, where he knew he could get a full view of the harbor. As he made his way to the dock, he was surprised to see an old sailor sitting there. "Ahoy," Owen said. "I didn't think I'd find anyone up here." "Just keeping watch," the old salt replied. "Same as always. Not that there's much need these days. Pretty much all that's left of the Navy." "Where did that pirate come from?" Owen asked. "No one knows. He just showed up one night and started blasting holes in all the ships. Most of the Navy was at the bottom of the harbor before we could ring the alarm. We tried holding him off, but without Captain Christopher to lead us, we never stood a chance." Owen's heart sank. Captain Christopher was his father and the former commander of the local Navy. Right after Owen left on the Aurora, his father quit the Navy and took Owen's mother as far away from Fort Ridley as he could. Grabbing the telescope mounted at the top of the tower, Owen pointed it toward the tower. "See?" He pointed it. "See? I think that's Owen." Squinting into the lens, he scanned the horizon until he found what he was looking for. A large menacing ship with tall sails and a flag with the skull and crossbones at the top of the center mast. And that's the end of chapter 1. What did you think of this book, Steve? Let me know. So until then, bye, Steve.
Bye! Wow, that was a really great story of Skullduggery Island. And I think chapter 1 was a really interesting chapter, don't you think?